Hi, my name is Arlene Garcia and today's date is October 2nd, 2019. And today I'm going to go ahead and go over the axial and appendicular skeleton. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the anterior skull. So we have our nasal bone, we have the vomer, we have our zygomatic sphenoid, lacrimal ethmoid, and the maxilla and mandible. And we have the frontal side right here. And going on to the posterior skull, we have the mandible, occipital, parietal, and then we have our temporal. And going on to the lateral skull, we have the ethmoid in here. We have our frontal region. We have our lacrimal close to the ethmoid, which is considered the tear bone, the mandible and the maxilla, the nasal, the occipital, parietal, temporal, this side, and the zygomatic bone. Going on to the inferior skull, we have the ethmoid bone, the ethmoid sphenoid. We have the frontal parietal region, the temporal occipital, and the frontal. Going on to the vertebral column, we have the atlas, which is the C1, C2 the axis, and the cervical vertebrae, which is considered C1 through C7. And then we have the thoracic vertebrae, which is considered the T1 to T12. And then we have the lumbar vertebrae, which is L1 through L5. And then we have our sacrum and our coccyx. And then we are going into the thoracic cage. We have the body of sternum, the manubrium of the sternum, the true ribs 1 through 7, false ribs 8 through 12. The floating ribs, as you can tell, are these two that are not attached to the rest of the ribs. And going on to the pectoral girdle and the upper limbs, we have our clavicle here, which is attached to the scapula, our wing bones, and then we have our humerus, ulna, and radius bones. And going on to the hand wrist bones, we have our hamate capitate, we have our trapezium and trapezoid, and the triquetrium, lunate, and the scaphoid right here. And we also have the metacarpals, phalanges, and the pisiform bone, which is up here, is also called a sesamoid bone. And we have the pelvic and girdle and lower limbs, which are the ilium, ischium, and the pubic bone. And we have the femur, patella, our knee bone, and we have the fibula and the tibia down here. And then going on to our ankle and foot bones, right over here. We have the calcaneus, which is our one right here, the heel of the bone of the foot. And then we have the talus, which is considered the ankle bone here. The navicular, we have our cuboid, which is a cube shaped of the bone here. And then we have our lateral cuneiform, and our intermediate cuneiform, and the medial cuneiform. And the phalanges, and the metatarsals. And that concludes the axial and appendicular skeleton. Thank you.